because it's been in the news recently. About £2 billion worth of VAT has been lost because non-EU sellers haven't registered for VAT, and government is losing out. And also the UK suppliers on Amazon are finding it very difficult to compete because whereas if a UK supplier, if a UK business registers for VAT, they're charging £120 for, I don't know, a mobile phone. A Chinese company, if they're not registered, they can sell it for £100. Consumers are going to think, well, I can get it for 20 quid cheaper. I'm going to get it from the Chinese company. It's coming from the UK, no different to them. They might as well save 20 quid. So it's bad for the government, bad for UK business. So the government looking into it. So if someone is, outside of the EU, they really should register for VAT. And basically, the legal basis for this is that when the goods are being shipped to the UK first by the supplier, under the VAT Act 94, Section 7, where the importer is the supplier, then the place of supply is the UK. So the key thing here is that you've got the seller in China. They're importing it in their own name into Amazon's fulfillment center. If you look at terms and conditions, Amazon say, look, when you import it, the seller has to be the consignee, has to be the owner of the goods. They're not shipping it to Amazon. So that foreign supplier has now brought the goods into the UK, and they're still owned by that supplier. They have legal title to it. Only once they're in the UK can they then be sold to the final consumer. So the final consumer, he or she is buying goods from the UK. So because of that two-step process, it's coming from China or somewhere else outside the EU into the UK, and it's owned by the supplier. Then it's sold to the consumer. So that final step is in the UK. So it's classed, the place of supply is the UK. So if a place of supply is the UK and there's consideration, it's a supply of goods, it's not exempt, it will be a taxable supply. And then the non-EU seller will be classed as a non-established taxable person if they don't have a physical presence here, if they don't have a company here, and if they're managed and controlled, all decisions are made overseas. And if you're an NETP, non-established taxable person, if you make any sales in the UK, you have to register the VAT. So here's, people might be confused. People might be thinking, hold on, UK businesses don't have to register for VAT until they hit like 82k worth of sales. But if you're outside the EU, that threshold doesn't apply to you, and you have to register. So let's just contrast that now with a different case where say there's a Chinese company, rather than selling it through Amazon, they're going to sell it on their own website. I don't know, they're using Google AdWords or something. Customer types in I don't know, mobile phone, and they see a link to Alibaba Express or some other Chinese company. They log on there, they order the goods, they buy it, and basically everything's happening in China. The goods are located there, and the Chinese company is just simply shipping them over. That's all they're doing. And when the ship's over, on all the freight documents, airway bill of lading, whatever, it's going to have the consumer, as the person who's like who's the recipient basically, or who's going to own the goods. So in that case, it's the consumer who's importing the goods, and they'll have to pay VAT when the goods are at the customs ports, and the shipping agent will do that for them. So if a consumer is buying directly from China, then a Chinese company doesn't have to register, and it's the UK consumer who has to worry about VAT. But if it's a two-step process, so it goes from China into the UK, and then from the UK to the final consumer in the UK, then it's a seller who has to register and who has to pay the VAT. So yeah, that's the basics of it. this stuff can get complicated. There's a lot of cases and stuff. HMRC have got manuals which you can look at. What I've done is I've sort of read through books like this kind of thing, Internet Business, Commerce and Tax. It costs 95 quid, so it's not exactly a cheap book. Also has quite a nice picture, which you might be wondering what the hell is this. It's actually a map of the internet. I think these are all different nodes and might be servers and stuff. Also read this book as well, Principles of International Taxation, and basically these books have got stuff which is not on the internet. So if you're not sure, you look at the HMRC manuals, look at legislation, but if you're not sure, come and speak to a chartered accountant like me. I'll just show you my certificate here. Yep, see, that's me. Okay, that's it.